Hello everyone, we're doing another Game of Thrones video, and today I'll just be discussing some of my thoughts on Season 7. It's going to be kind of a review, but not really. I'm not going to break down plot points and all that jazz. I'm just going to give my overall impression of the season, and then go over some of the complaints people have been having with this season. So to begin with, I really like this season. I don't think it was bad at all. If I had one complaint, it was a little fast. But other than that, you had really great moments in the season. That's what I remember generally, is that you had the Jon and Daenerys meeting for the first time. You have the dragon pit scene in the last episode, and if you pay attention closely, if you've been watching this show for a lot like I have, you get these little references to past episodes and dialogue and whatnot. There's a moment, I think it's when Davos is talking to Jon, he mentioned Jon says something about what do we have, 10,000 men or less, and Davos is fewer, which is a reference to Stannis back in, I think, season 5, if I'm not mistaken. So there was just little moments like that really made this season for me. And for me, you could really go deep into the plot points and you could pick things out that didn't work. But in my mind, did you have an enjoyable experience? I can kind of forget about those things and be did I enjoy this season? And I did. I waited every Sunday and watch the episode. I was super excited to watch the next episode and the next episode. So in my mind, that's really what you want, or that's how you can tell how good a season is. Were you excited to keep watching it, and then was it enjoyable when you finished it? And to me, it was. So if I had to rate it compared to all the other seasons, well, I don't really rate seasons, because the way I do it is when I watch, I get more invested over the years in Game of Thrones. So in my mind, whichever the new season is my favorite season, because I still remember what it was like to watch, have those reaction moments to what when Viserion died or something like that. That's what I remember the most. So that's why I guess I wouldn't say season 7 is my favorite, but currently is, because it went through. It progressed the stories, which what I want, so I liked it. I understand why people disliked it, but for me at least, I enjoyed it. So, and then I kind of want to go over my favorite episode, which is the last episode, because that episode, you get so many great scenes, the White Walk. The terrifying look Cersei had when that thing leapt at her is just priceless. And that she's such a brilliant actress. And God, that episode was by far. I had to watch it again twice, because the first time I was a little sick, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. But the second time I watched it, I was like, this is a great episode. Probably one of my favorite season finales, just because everything is kind of coming into place. They're all going to fight the White Walkers, and Cersei's still scheming and shit, so she's gonna try probably take back the land. But still, it was a really great season finale. It really was. Now I kind of want to go over some of the complaints people have been having, and there's 3 of them, if I can remember correctly. It's about predictability, it being now into a full-fledged fantasy genre thing, and it being Lord of the Rings. Now, predictability, I don't understand the predictability one, because a lot of people said season 6 is so predictable. I thought, episode 6 was so predictable. I literally thought everyone was going to die in that episode, except for 3 characters. So the fact that most of them made it out alive was very surprising to me. So there you go. I guess everyone thought they were going to survive, because I didn't see that coming. I was very surprised that none of them died. Honestly, no, the thing with episode 6 is I really wish that they went one more episode, there was 8 episodes this season, because I think it would have been a great moment just to kind of just to end the episode when Daenerys leaves Jon. So then you have like a week's time of like, is fucking Jon Snow dead again? Like, I think that would have been a great moment, and then just reveal it next episode where like his hands coming out, or where they're that shot on Longclaw right next to the hole and he grabs it. That's how it starts episode 7. That would have been great. I really wish they would have done that. I think that would have been cool, because I think a lot of people have been like, I think most people would assume he was still alive, but I mean, I think that would have been cool. I guess it's fine. I'll be fine. I think that's what they should have done. I think that would have been a really cool idea. And then you could have got a little bit more of a, you could have had more of a story like leading up to the big reveal in 8, I guess. Like you could have kind of slowed it down, so like you could have really seen the Jon Snow and Daenerys relationship blossom on the boat. Because I'm curious, like there's little moments in prior seasons that you have these little great dialogue scenes between each of the characters. And I would have liked to seen that, maybe just have like an episode just kind of like that, but you know, they want to do the speedy way, which you can't complain about, because I mean, people bitched forever how long it took Daenerys to get over to Westeros and how long winter took to come. And now people are bitching, oh, it's too fast. It's like, well, you just can't make everyone happy, can you? You know, you just really fucking can't. Another thing is that it being a full-fledged fantasy. I really hate this, and that's being it also compared to, like, now it's fucking Lord of the Rings, you know, no one fucking dies, you got Jon Snow can't die. It's like, you're not gonna kill Jon Snow in season 7, okay? You're not gonna fucking do it. You brought him back into season 6. Why would you kill him off again in season 7? He is the answer to all this bullshit, okay? You want him to win. Everyone loves Jon Snow, okay? Let's be honest here. You're not going to kill Jon Snow. You're not going to kill fucking Tyrion or Daenerys or even Cersei in season 7, because that's not the climax, okay? The climax is in the next season. The next season 8 is going to be a fucking bloodbath. So that's the reason why I hate that it's getting compared to Lord of the Rings right now. Because Lord of the Rings, no one fucking dies in that show. Like, I swear to God. Like, I watched it. It's just so, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I like the movies, but compared to Game of Thrones, that's really why I hate the comparison. Is because everyone like, oh, it's like Lord of the Rings, no one dies anymore. You motherfuckers, you think no one's gonna die next season? Like, I guarantee you there's gonna be like maybe two main of the point of view characters that are gonna survive. Like, you don't know the ending. You can't compare it to it until you know the ending. That's how it works. It's fine. You know, people don't, you do not know how it's going to end. It could be the Night King fucking kills everybody. And then people would be, oh, that's predictable, the Night King would kill everybody. Or it's going to be like a Jon and Daenerys, or no one dies on the good side. Oh, that's predictable, that no one died. Or like everyone dies except for like maybe Jon Snow. Oh, that's predictable. No matter what, people are going to say the ending is predictable because they're a bunch of fucking whingers. Is that a word? What did fucking the hell say? Is it whinging? People are a bunch of people whinge a lot, okay? And another part about it is that in season 2, they mentioned how magic was starting to become a thing right now. Like in season 1, there was no magic. Okay, none at all. And in season 2, once the birth of Daenerys' dragons came, I think the warlock said to Daenerys in in episode 10, that when the dragons were born, then their magic started to grow stronger. They also mentioned in the books how they were able to create wildfire again a lot faster because magic was a thing again, because of Daenerys' dragons. So the fact that people are complaining that this isn't the same show from season 1 and season 7 are different tones, it's not as real or whatever, is like, what did you expect? They said it basically, that more magic's going to be a bigger and bigger thing after a period of time. So I just don't get, like, people think, like, they're just going to kill off every character. Like, it annoys me because it's like, were you just not paying attention? Like, what did you expect? That's the part that really gets me. I just, It's hard to even put into words. It just annoys me when people say that, because the fact of the matter is you still don't know how it's going to end. So, and it could be like, if it does end with all the good guys surviving, it is Lord of the Rings. But do you really think it's going to end like that? Like, in Game of Thrones, when anything that's actually good's happening to any of the characters, like Joffrey, he was getting married to Marjorie Tyrell. Cersei was having the time of their life. They won the war. Everything was going well for the Lannisters. And then Joffrey dies. Okay? Like, whenever something good starts to happen, someone dies. That's what happens. So I do not understand why people think it's just going to be a straight magic thing. I think because episode 6, because Jon Snow didn't die. I would have liked to see something like, if for episode 6, going back to that, I would have liked to see like Jon Snow die again, actually, and just get brought back again. I think that would have been a little better than the way they did it, because emerging from the water was not... I wouldn't have done that, personally. I would have maybe thought of something more clever than that. I mean, I understand. Like, it was... See, episode 6 is a very polarizing episode for most people. Either people hated it or they loved it. I liked episode 6 quite a bit. I just think they should have done some things differently. But for the most part, like, I don't really care that the Night's King didn't aim his fucking what the shit did he have? A spear at Drogon. I assume the reason why he didn't do that, this is just me making excuses for the show, is that if they would have killed the dragon there, then kill Drogon and all the people on it, you know, obviously would fall off and probably die. I just assumed the 2 dragons would just fucking kind of swoop in on the Night's King and burn the shit out of him. I mean, like, you see who killed him and then you just kind of fucking go at him. I don't know, maybe that was the reason. But also, it's like, you killed Daenerys and Jon Snow, like, what the fuck's left? Like, just end just end it right there. Just end the series. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I whinging right now? Sounds like I am. Sounds like I am, honestly. Leave it down in the comments below if you think I'm whinging and should just accept things. Leave it, if you agree with me that this season's alright, you know, just leave it also. And tell me why you hate this season, if you hated it. I want to know why you hate it. You probably have very specific reasons. I would like to know what they are in the comments. So leave them down there. And of course, if you want more Game of Thrones content, please subscribe. And as always, have an awesome day.
That's fair. It's also fair to point out that I'm the rightful queen of the 7 kingdoms. By declaring yourself king of the northernmost kingdom, you are in open rebellion. You must forgive my manners. You'll both be tired after your long journey. We'll have baths drawn for you and supper sent to your rooms. Idrisojin, Mararesh, Gachajan Mori, Timoriachek Fosman Vitihiri Mora.
Am I your prisoner?
Not yet.